next talk is while we had people from economy, people from social work, and people from government tell us how we are being taken care of and how to take care of ourselves and so on. There is the most critical aspect from Indian perspective, which is what is inside, our mind, our soul, and how to keep ourselves strong. And more than keeping ourselves strong, how to become somebody who will be able to help others and reach out, and what we call the adhyatma aspect of this. So to come and advise us and to give his blessings to us, we have Swami Mitrananda, an Acharya of the Chinmaya Mission, and Swamiji will be with us to give his anugraham to us. Namaskaram, Swamiji. Swami, Sashtang Pranam, Swamiji, we are able to hear you.
Yeah. Am I visible?
No, Swamiji,
Okay,
we are unable to see you.
Right. Okay, that doesn't matter. My salutations to everyone. I just heard Mr. Pawan Kumar Singh speaking, and it was such a brilliant details he was giving. Now coming to the subjective part of handling the pandemic. We are a very ancient human race, India particularly. If you see, Bharat is a very old cultural country. And even today, Varanasi is considered as the most ancient, city in which human population lived continuously. Now, we are an ancient land, and our forefathers have seen many issues, epidemic, pandemic, wars, various things. And India's strength, like let us say, each country has some strength. Japan, for example, is known for their aesthetics. Like that, each country has different strengths. India's strength is being always spirituality. Spirituality is being India's strength throughout. And this strength is what made us survive various challenges, various invasions, various wars within and outside. And we had this Vedantic knowledge, philosophical, adhyatmic knowledge that gave us. Like Kalam used to say, strength respects strength. India's strength has been the inner strength always. So on a challenging situation, we must keep in mind, it is those who have the strength will survive. Those who don't have the inner strength, will probably struggle, exist. But those who have the strength will survive and live. So this strength is not given specially to few people. This strength is always there. We need to invoke it. Invoking that strength is the prayer. When we invoke the strength, that is the prayer. And we have to invoke this. How do we do this? In this pandemic, we have to keep in mind that some of us were isolated, some of us were curfewed at home, only few people got a chance to go and work, different things. And at times when there was service, some people got an opportunity. Basically, many of us saved a lot of time traveling. So we started working from one place. Basically, that means we have managed time. And this is going to be for some more time. Listening to what the Prime Minister said in his last address to the country, where he said, till November, Government of India is going to supply rations. That means this is going to be there for another 3-4 months. That's what I assume from what the Prime Minister said. To get back to anywhere close to normal, it's going to take time. That means whatever time we have, let us strengthen us. I once met a very interesting person. by name Ram Gopal from Hindu Munnani. Ram Gopalanji, some of you may know him, told me something very nice. He was once arrested by the police for some Hindu activism which he was doing. So some Hindu cause, he stood up for it and he was jailed. And he told the judge that now that you have jailed me, I have time. I've been waiting to do 1 crore koti japa. I never got the time. Now that you have put me in jail, I have time. I will do my chanting. And when I come out of it, I will be more stronger. This is Hindu strength. This is Indian strength. This is adhyatmic. This is spirituality. A particular problem, when it shuts us down, we need to bounce back with more strength. How do we cultivate the strength? Let us regulate our time better now. Spend 15 to 20 minutes daily, now onwards, on japa. Whichever deity you worship, whichever God you worship, take the name of that Lord and spend 20 minutes in japa. You know why? Every thought that runs in our mind has to be, like we have to spend little of mental energy in every thought. So almost 60,000 thoughts run in our mind every day. Now please think, if 60,000 thoughts are going to run in our mind every day, for every thought that is running, we waste our mental energy. We get exhausted soon. So mentally, when we are exhausted, internally we are weak. We should not waste so much of thoughts. Japa is a beautiful method by which this flow of thoughts is checked. Thought flow would become slightly less, slightly slow. Once the thoughts become slightly slow, we save the mental energy which was otherwise getting exhausted through so many thoughts. So japa would help us to control our thoughts. Japa would help us to slow down our thoughts. So if 60,000 thoughts becomes, let us say in a day, to 40,000 thoughts, you have saved mental energy, and that's when you become mentally strong. So japa in the morning and the evening, 15-20 minutes daily, would help us to bring our body and mind together. Right now, most of us are not together. The body and mind of ours are not together. Mind could be somewhere else and body could be in another place. So mind goes different places. Body is alone in one place. We need to bring the mind and body together. When mind and body comes together, we come to the present. We start living in the present. We start living in the now. Whenever we live in the now, the flow of thoughts are definitely less. So japa will give us, will make it as a habit to make the mind and body align together. When mind and body are aligned, thought flow becomes less. When thought flow becomes less, we conserve mental energy, which was otherwise getting exhausted through thoughts. That's why even if we don't do, some days you can find physically not doing much, but mentally exhausted. That means the thoughts were vigorous that day. The flow of thought has to be brought down. Japa is the best method by which the mind and body will come together. Flow of thoughts will be less. We will be more attentive on what we do. That will make us strong. This strength is very, very important for us. If we have this strength, we face life, we live life. If we don't have this strength, we try to survive and exist. Life becomes difficult. So first point, on a situation like this, we have to understand inner strength is what matters. Take up inner strength. And also, luckily, India has a very good food habits. Go back to our basic food habits. In each zone where we are born, the food code what we have is the best food for us. If we go keep eating food code which belongs to somebody else, it won't work. Be born in a tropical climate, we have a certain kind of a food code. That what we are basic Indian food, Indian thali, according to the geographical location, what is the local food, we should eat that. That will keep us physically strong. Plus, start doing a little bit of yoga. So when the body is taken care with good local food and body is taken care bit of yoga and exercise, physically we are strong. Japa will make us mentally strong. Every day doing japa. And now is a beautiful time. Start reading Bhagavad Gita. Start reading Tirukural. Start reading Tirumandiram. Start reading Adhyatmic books, spiritual books. Start reading Vivekananda, books of Vivekananda. These reading will make us intellectually strong. So good local food and exercise and yoga, physically strong. Japa, mentally strong. Reading good literature, scriptural books, Gita, Tirukural, Vivekananda, etc. would make us intellectually strong. When we are physically, mentally, intellectually strong, we enjoy living in this world. Then we have the depth to face. Krishna tells Arjuna an example in the Bhagavad Gita in the second chapter. In the second chapter, Krishna tells Arjuna, Arjuna, a spiritually awakened person, physically, mentally, intellectually, when we practice, we get awakened spiritually. A spiritually again awakened person will have the capacity like an ocean. Now look at ocean. How much of water enters ocean every moment? Please think. How much of water enters ocean every moment? Gallons and gallons of water enters every moment. Ocean has the capacity to take it. Ocean has the ability to take it. And ocean takes the entire water, whatever is flown from different rivers in the world at one moment, ocean takes. So should be our capacity. Now, please remember, it is very simple. When we meditate upon strength, we become strong. Please remember, it all depends upon what we focus. If we focus on strength, we become strong. So Krishna gave an example to Arjuna as ocean. Arjuna, when you start focusing on physical, emotional, and intellectual development, you will develop the capacity like an ocean. You will have the strength and the depth to take what life offers. The strong will not be shattered by any pandemic. They will see that it is an opportunity for me to respond. Let us start coming out of this victim of a pandemic to let us be someone who can serve the pandemic better. Pandemic has come, we are going to respond. And mentally, physically, and intellectually, let us be strong to respond. That way, when we start responding, people around us will also feel better because your physical strength, mental strength, intellectual strength will inspire them. It can be contagious inspiration for them also to take up. That way, each one can become strong. This is an opportunity to focus within and become strong. And really speaking, India has handled this pandemic the best in the world. For our population, 800 crore people are given ration till November. That means those who are economically weak are all really taken care. And in the entire pandemic, nobody starved. That is the beauty of India. That is the beauty of the culture we belong to. No starvation. Imagine in a situation like this, nobody starved. Even the migrant workers, when they want to go away, basically they panicked. And some selfish people said, okay, leave. And therefore, in the panic and the selfish people not supporting, they moved. But all throughout the way, the food part was given to them. Nobody starved. Everybody got food. So this is beautiful culture we come from. So we have already our culture in place. We already have beautiful way of life in place. So start collecting them once again. Let us become physically strong. Let us become mentally strong through japa. Let us become intellectually strong. When we do this, let us say we start today, not tomorrow. Today you start. Do little japa, read something, make it a habit, and somehow make it a habit for 21 days. Simple things you can do. Today, Surya Namaskar is something we can do anywhere. And our internet is full of such information. Go, if those who do not know, learn. Basic, minimum 12 Surya Namaskars daily, little pranayama. This will start doing you physically strong. And those who don't have this habit, start today. In 21 days, if anything you practice for 21 days, it will become a habit. So let us practice physical exercise, yoga, little bit of, pranayama, Surya Namaskar, maybe long walks, practice. Let's become physically strong. Make sure morning and evening we do japa. Doing japa, body and mind will come to the same place. There is nothing more beautiful than aligning the body and mind. When our body mind comes to the same place, we really become strong and we start living in the now. The thought flow becomes less. Mental energy is conserved. Please remember, for every thought that passes in your mind, mental energy gets drained a bit, a bit, a bit. If 60,000 thoughts run, totally end of the day, we become fatigued. So if we can do japa morning and evening, we'll develop the habit of bringing the mind and body together. When mind and body are together, thought flow becomes less. So let's become mentally strong. Intellectually, let us develop clarity. Read good books. Subramanya Bharati, Vivekananda. How many books are there? And in our country, we have library of books, scriptures. Pick them up. Let us study. So physically, mentally, intellectually, we become strong. We will not be a victim of pandemic. We would rather be a worker for those who have suffered the pandemic. We would be in a position to give. This ability to give comes from cultivating these three. That's why in the beginning I said these three are within us. It's not outside. It is already there. It has to be invoked. That's all. So committing something for next 21 days can make a beautiful habit, and that will give strength. And also, if there is a temple nearby, I would recommend you to go, or if there is a place of worship, whichever faith you follow, if there is something nearby, please go there. Make it a habit. Make something a habit and somehow manage it for next 21 days. It will become a way of life for you after that. Then there is no question of turning back. All of us coming out of the pandemic will be stronger, not a victim, but we'll be stronger. I don't know if all of you heard I'm talking. I've been talking to a telephone screen, empty screen.
Swamiji, we have been hearing you talking. The reason why we switched off our webcams is that we didn't want to distract from your
Okay.
Anugrah. So
Okay.
we are very thankful to you, Swamiji, for these words of wisdom and reassurance.
Yeah.
And again, the entire message that we are hearing is one of making use of difficult times to actually become stronger and become better people internally as well as society. So that's a very valuable message and a very valuable source of advice, Swamiji. So we are again seeking your blessings and your and again offer our Sashtang pranams at your feet and request your blessings again, Swamiji.
Best wishes to every one of you. Best wishes. Thank you.